All right, today we're going to dive into a word you probably use all the time without even thinking about it. But what if I told you this one little word has a secret split personality, one that can totally flip the meaning of a sentence? Yep, we're talking about the word quite. Now, on the surface, it seems so harmless. It's even on the official Basic English 850 list, a collection of the most essential words for anyone learning the language. So it's supposed to be one of the easiest words out there. But, as you're about to see, that's not exactly the whole story. And this is the part that trips everybody up, even native speakers. How in the world can this one, supposedly basic word mean completely, and also its total opposite, somewhat? Well, that's the mystery we're cracking today. So to get to the bottom of this, we first have to look at its main job. Most of the time, quite works as an adverb, a word that describes other words. And this, right here, is where it gets its two faces. Just look at this. On the one hand, quite can be an intensifier, which just means it amps things up, like very or completely. So if you say, she was quite good to me, you mean she was very good. Awesome. But then, on the other hand, it can be a qualifier, which kind of tones things down, meaning fairly or somewhat. So the evening was quite dark could just mean it was only kind of dark, not pitch black. See the problem? The synonyms really lay it all out. When it's an intensifier, you get these big, strong words. Absolutely, extremely, totally. But for the qualifier, it's much more meh. You get fairly, somewhat, moderately. It's like they're from two completely different families, but they all answer to quite. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I know which quite someone is using? Well, a massive clue comes from a classic rivalry, the difference between American and British English. So here's a really useful tip. In American English, you'll almost always hear quite describing an adjective. An American would say, the movie was quite good. But in British English, it's super common to hear it describing a verb, like, I quite enjoy a cup of tea. And here's the real kicker. Americans tend to use it to mean completely, while Brits often use it to mean somewhat. It's a subtle difference, but it's absolutely crucial. All right, so that's the complicated adverb. But wait, quite has another much, much simpler job. It can just stand all by itself as an interjection. In this version is just so straightforward. You gotta love it. When someone just exclaims quite, all they're doing is agreeing with you. It might sound a little formal, maybe a bit old-fashioned, but it just means yes, exactly, or you got it. There's zero confusion here, thank goodness. I mean, the synonyms tell you everything you need to know. Certainly, exactly, for sure. This is the friendly, easygoing quite. No drama, just clear, happy agreement. Okay, let's pull all these threads together. You've got the two-faced adverb, and you've got the simple, friendly interjection. The secret to figuring it all out, to knowing which quite you're actually hearing, boils down to one single thing: context. So here it is, your cheat sheet for decoding quite. First, just look at the other words in the sentence. Do they sound strong or kind of weak? Second, think about who's talking. Are they American or British? That's a huge clue. And finally, and this might be the most important one, listen to their tone. Are they really emphasizing it? It was quite good, or is it more casual? And that's really the big lesson here. For a word that's supposed to be basic English, quite is, well, quite sophisticated. It's the perfect example of how language isn't just about what's in the dictionary. It's about all the little clues, the culture, the tone, the context, that give a word its real meaning. So it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other simple words are out there that are secretly way more complicated than they look? Definitely something to think about next time you're chatting with someone.